In my previous video, I discussed how there is currently nothing filling the non-physical commodity gap. Now, those who look to push cryptocurrency will claim it is the digital commodity that we're all looking for. The problem is, that's a lie. Cryptocurrency is just a decentralized fiat currency and has no use or value outside of the environment it lives in. For us to fill our non-physical commodity requirements, it has to be something like trading electricity or selling digitally managed shares in a physical commodity. The last one is cheating a bit, but in either case, they're already catered for. Electrical companies have monopolies on electrical production and distribution, and there already exist exchange traded funds, or ETFs. These are basically companies that hold a commodity, like gold for example, but sell who owns the gold they store. This can be bought and sold by the public on the stock market, but they're unable to ever go and physically collect the commodity they own. There is, however, another solution. Guides on how to make things, books, movies, music and video games all fit the criteria to become a digital commodity. They in fact represent a giant untapped pool of the economy, and there are good reasons for that. Let's take two commodities at different ends of the scale, coffee beans and gold. Coffee beans don't keep forever. When they're used to make coffee, they can't be converted back into beans, but we can grow new coffee beans over and over. So its use as a commodity is governed by the fact it gets used up, the amount can vary on disease or bad weather, and that it can't be stored indefinitely. Now we have gold. A bar of gold, if left untouched, will stay as a bar of gold until the end of time. Its use is as a superconductor and as a way of decoration in the form of jewellery. Its supply, however, is finite, as it's created as a star dies. Also, getting the stuff out of the ground is dangerous, time consuming and expensive. Now, although they seem different, these two commodities have some overlap. They are desired and supply can be reduced. So how could our digital products be classed as commodities, and what problems could there be? We'll take the video games as an example. We know they're in high demand, so that's good. But they can also be infinitely replicated via official sales and via unlawful digital thefts. A solution to this would be a strong digital rights management and strong prison sentences. This would create a new massive financial section to the economy and build economic growth. However, the drawback seems too many. Firstly, trading commodities threatens the government's stranglehold over your finances, so it's unlikely the state wants to stop digital theft. Then we have the fact stopping unlawful copies of a game is virtually impossible. On top of those factors, you have the problem of the DRM administrator wanting a fee every time they oversee the transfer of a game from one user to the next. Not forgetting the intellectual property holder will have to be paid every time too. Think about it, if you have a game for £100 on Steam, currently they take 30%, which would still leave you with £70. Now let's say as a digital commodity, Steam took 5% and the developer took 15%. That same transaction sees the user play the game and only lose £20. Steam's take drops from £30 earlier to £5. Worse, the developer who's done all the work takes £15 instead of the £70. For those meagre earnings, the developer and the digital rights management administrator would have to limit the number of copies out there. It seems digital goods as a commodity is a lost cause. That is until you see where the economy is headed. All across the board, the supply of entertainment is exceeding demand. So one of two options is available. A monthly subscription where the user gets a limited time access to a giant glut of content, or where supply is restricted and users can trade them.